This is Sissi, Empress Elizabeth, who's famous for her beauty and for her good relationship with the Hungarian. You can see 3 students from this school. This is St. Elizabeth School. It's a big school, one of the most important schools in Esztergom. They are dressed in sailor's uniform because there is a feast tomorrow. It's a national holiday tomorrow in Hungary. On the 23rd of October we celebrate, or we commemorate rather to say, the Western countries, and many of them went to Canada at that time. Some of them, they come back because of this. So, in fact, what happened in 1956 was Hungary was the first, after the Second World War, we fell under the Soviet regime. And it was from 44, in fact, we fell under communism. And in 1956, Hungary was the first country from the Soviet bloc who raised against communism. And it was a very serious revolution. Yes, we can speak about a serious revolution. Many people lost their lives in Budapest, especially in Budapest. And now, after the events, it was not allowed to speak about it, but now it is allowed. We can celebrate it, and since tomorrow the students don't go to school, they celebrate it today. This is one of the main square of the water town, the so-called water town, here between the Castle Hill and Danube. You know, in Budapest as well, there are some similitudes with Budapest. The area between the Castle Hill and the Danube is called water town, both in Budapest and in Esztergom. And this square is called Joseph Mindszenty. I don't know, because many people from the West heard about the Joseph Mindszenty, who was the cardinal and the primate of Hungary after the Second World War, and he was imprisoned by the communists. It is also said that he met Padre Pio in his prison, who could relocate, and he visited him in his prison in Veszte. This is the primate's palace. This big building, this beautiful neo-Renaissance building.
That's a palace?
It is a palace. This is where the cardinal lives.
There's a church.
And there is a church. Yes, this is a Jesuit. It was a Jesuit church, but now it is a Loyola Saint Ignatius church.
Saint Ignatius.
Yes, it's a Baroque church. You know, more than 70% of the Hungarian churches are built in this Baroque style, because this was fashionable after the Turkish occupation. No, we don't go in. We are going to enter that big church, which is the largest
the
church.
dome, that's the most dome here.
I stopped here.
Padlizan.
Had to flee. He couldn't come back to be a cardinal and the primate of Hungary. So he went to the embassy, tried to explain, because it was different from the outside and from the inside. You know, they made what was written in the newspaper. Probably the Western people thought that it was very good to live in communism. We had owners of these schools, and they also have asylum for elderly people, for women here. All my 3 daughters go to this school. They can start at the kindergarten and until high school, until they are 18, 19 years old.
No, here, big one here.
They can study here. This is the library of the primate, a very important old books from the 15th century here. They have a big book that is 60 kilos. Oh, it's quite noisy here. We are going to pass by the statue of a very important 94. It was, usually they wrote in Latin, and he spoke quite a lot of languages. I don't know how many languages he spoke. And he also wrote poems in Hungarian and a lot of love songs. They should cut all his feet off. And he said that without the feet, he's not a man, he preferred to die. He said, oh, I don't want to live without my 2 feet. My 2 legs. That's it, and my 2 legs. He didn't accept amputation of his legs. Works. And they spent here about 140 years. This was the Ottoman Empire. It was Suleiman the Magnificent who led this war against us, and the Turks are still very the copy of our Esztergom castle in Ankara, so they can visit it there as well. Summit, this is the top of their glory. One can learn almost everything in Pázmány Péter University. And if somebody wants to become teacher, and she or he can come to Esztergom for a study. They have to study at least 3 to practice in school, in the kindergarten, in the primary school. And the future teachers can train how to teach. How is it with the wall building? We have to live here, so it was very difficult to come back. It was only in 1920 that we had a cardinal, a private, this person is a very important person in the church, has all the titles. If somebody is elected Archbishop of Esztergom, then he automatically receives the title of Primate of Hungary, and later the 15th century we had this cardinal whose name is written up above there, Princeps Primas. It's Prince Primate. The primates are also princes here. I don't know. Prince Primate Alexander Laim, 1,000. The M is for 1,000. D for 500. 5. You see 800 and 24. That is the date when they finished this tunnel. 24. So they started in 1820 to build this huge cathedral. They needed a cathedral, and they wanted to make it big, like in Rome, like a new Rome, Hungarian Rome. They wanted to make, like a Vatican, Hungarian Vatican, you know. And they made this huge ramp, and this is a built tunnel. They built it. There's a smaller one next to it, and we just cut 12 meters from the height of the point of view. We can hardly see the castle here. Well, and this is also called the Dark Gate, because this was where the 1956 events took place in Esztergom. 3 days later, so in Budapest it was the 23rd of October, and here in Esztergom it was the 26th of October. There was a bus taking students home from school. On the other side, there was a tank, a Soviet tank, that they hit the bus, and we lost only 14 deaths. In Budapest there were much more dead. And this is tunnel. The bus can easily cross. Right now they are not allowed. I'm on the knees of the Catholic, but other Christian religions really hold some
wine tasting again.
It's empty.
This is
It remained in.
Beautiful.
They left it in ruins, so they left it in 1990.
Look, madam, only Hungarian, 20 euros. Hungarian handmade 20 euros. I have a small one, I have a big one.
In Deutschland oder the Schweiz?
Oh yeah, me too. My girlfriend used to have one like when that. When it's Christmas, I can sit on the dining room. Yeah.
We still have such. Jó napot kívánok, jó napot! Már sikerült valamit eladni? Semmit? Jó! Architecture, they put these columns here. They wanted to make 2 ranges of columns, of huge columns like this, but it could have costed quite a lot. And with this triangular tympanum, and they could, and it was interesting even in the 19th century to find out how to build a dome, this kind of dome. It's very difficult, but the architect Hild, who also worked on in Budapest a lot, he used a very modern head, mother, Magister, the teacher of all Hungarian churches. So this is the center of the Hungarian church. And this is what we are going to visit first. In front of the cathedral is a statue of the Virgin Mary.